live long and prosper. See, I can do it with this hand, but I can't do it with, that's about as good as I can do it with the other hand, but this one I got it covered. Check it out. Spock's doing it. It's hard to do. What's up, guys? Fears, audience, Fears, good to see you. Welcome to the Fears Podcast. Let me just push my computer just a tad bit back. Here we are. Booyah! Right there. I wanted to get the movies and stuff in the background. Well, here we are. Another stream, another adventure. Time to review some more movies. Welcome to the Fears Podcast. I'm your host, John Fears, and let's get into it. All right. Let me open up the chat here, and we got some pretty good topics today. All right, here we go. By the way, I did change my every couple of weeks. I change the thumbnail. So someone in the Discord, I don't know who it was. It was I can't remember, but someone took a picture or made a thumbnail of me with my positive vibe hat on, and I'm looking up kind of like that or something. I thought that was a funny photo of me, so I decided to use that. So I'm gonna rock that for a couple of weeks, and then I'll change it. So. But if you guys have got any funny thumbnails that you want me to use, I definitely will use them. All right. So let me just open up the chat here. There we go. Lock that. Switching from top chat to live chat. We got two people watching. Hey, Garth Brooks, good to see you. You were the very first one. What's going on? How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. And I do apologize, Garth Brooks. I still have not been to the P.O. box. It's not that I don't want to read your letter. I just keep forgetting. It totally slipped my mind. I'm going to try to go tomorrow. I haven't checked the P.O. box probably in about probably 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, something like that. No, I wouldn't say it's 2 weeks. I would say it's probably a week and a half. So anyway, I just wanted to apologize, but I promise I will get to it. Speaking of my P.O. box, guys, if you want to send Fears fan mail, you know what to do. Send it to this address: 16745 CAGAN's Crossings Boulevard, STE 102B, PMB 40, Claremont, Florida 34714. That's okay if you can't remember that. It's always in the description. So if you can't write it down here, it's always in the description, my friend. So there it is. I'm good. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I wouldn't say I'm doing good, but I'm surviving. I'm doing okay. Don't worry about the mail. You'll get them eventually. Yeah, I will. Because they hold my mail at the P.O. box. Because I have a little box, and if somebody sends me a package, then they have to keep that package in the back. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm doing good, and I wanted to tell everybody why. It's been some things have been on my chest or on my mind. I meant to say things have been on my mind that I need to get off my chest. So, like, I don't know. There's a bunch of things that are kind of making me sad, you know. So the first one that's bothering me, and I don't know how to stop this person. I don't know if it's a guy. I don't know if it's a girl. I think it's a guy. but I'm not 100% positive. There's this person, I'll just say a person, because I know it's a person doing it. There's this person on TikTok messaging my fans on TikTok, saying nasty comments, writing me direct messages about, I've told you guys about, this person is crazy. I don't know their name. Every time I block him, the name of his new profile just gets worse. Like, Fears should burn in hell. Fears' dad is a rotting corpse. You know, all sorts of vile shit. And he says the most horrible things. And now he's messaging some of my fans. Well, Visions wrote me the other night and said, Fears, you're never going to believe this. And I said, oh, God. I said, what now? And he said, well, he wrote and said that you're a crazy lunatic. Stay away from Fears. Then he wrote Visions and said, hey, Fears is a pedophile, which you guys know I'm not. I would never do anything like that. So I had to write Visions and say, Visions, listen, I'd like to think that you know me and all the other fans know me. I would never do something like that. I'm like, I detest people like that. I didn't get a response back from Visions. It's probably okay because it's, you know, he's probably working. I did tell him that I was live streaming, but that's the kind of crap I have to deal with. And I don't understand why this person on TikTok, whoever this person is, they hate me a lot, you know? They're always making death threats towards me and my family. It's some crazy shit, man. So that's been kind of bugging me. Because he's just saying, this person on TikTok is saying just vile things and things that are just completely untrue, you know? So there's that. So that's been kind of bumming me out. And then, I'll be honest, I'm just so sick of my job. You know, it's the same crap. You go in, you scan, you put it on the shelf, you go, or it's not on the shelf and you're not loading the trucks, then you go in, you're in the pit, you take the box, you scan it, and you put it over near the truck because some of the drivers like to load their own trucks, which is a lot easier on me, you know? Like, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's one thing I don't have to do, you know? Like, you can load it, you know? So there's that. I just wish I could find something better, man. You know, so there's that. So that's been kind of bugging me. And then I'm always worried about, like, my mom, you know, because she's not been, you know, some days she has happy days, some days she doesn't have happy days. So that's been bothering me. And then, you know, I try to call her at least, sometimes I call my mom twice a week. If not once a week, I try to call my mom twice a week, you know, so there's that. But, I mean, I'm trying to be a good son, you know. Like, I understand my mom's struggles, because I'm struggling with my grandma's death, and it really sucks that it was like 2 deaths in a row. 2 years ago, my dad died, you know, and now this year my grandma died. So it's just like one mind fuck after the next, you know. So there's that. And this person on TikTok, like, always says, like, forget about your grandma, she's burning in hell. Forget about your dad, he's burning in hell. Your dad was a piece of shit, Fears. Da-da-da. I mean, this person on TikTok says the most vile things, you know. It's so terrible what the hell this person on TikTok is saying. And there's nothing I can do to stop this person. I've only talked to this person once, and I asked him to leave me alone. Like, I don't know who you are, leave me alone. And then he reported my message. So now I don't talk to the person at all because I don't want TikTok taking my TikTok channel down when I haven't done anything wrong to begin with, you know? So I report all of his horrible messages, and then I report his channel, and then I block his channel. That's usually my go-to thing, and I just keep blocking. And I thought, oh, eventually he'll just get sick of it and stop, and this guy has not stopped. This guy's been at it for, like, almost 2 years now. Like, it's been, well, not 2 years, almost 2 years. And I'm like, this guy ain't gonna stop, you know? So that's been bothering me. And then I'm just getting sick and tired of the same crap at my job. And sometimes they treat you nice at the factory, and sometimes they don't, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just the same bullshit every time, Scan the box, put it on the shelf, scan the box, or take it off the belt, or work in the pit and put it by the truck. And I'm like, I know I was put on this earth to do something a lot better than this, but I don't know. So I've been applying for different jobs. I've been kind of looking around, but I'm gonna take my dad's advice. My dad said, doesn't matter what job you have, do it 100%, and I have been. And then my dad always told me, if you're going to get another job, make sure you get the other job and then you quit. He goes, don't just quit your job and then because then you'll have no money flowing in. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I always try to take my dad's advice, even though he's not here, because my dad was a pretty smart guy, He still is a smart guy, So I'm like, all right, Fears, you just got to try and find something else, So that's been bothering me. I'm worried about my mom. I'm worried about this crazy psycho on TikTok. Because that's pretty vile. He writes visions and tells them all this horrible things. And then I got visions writing me saying, Fears, look at what this guy wrote me. And he sent me a picture of what he wrote to Visions. And I said, Visions, I'm like, I would never do that. I'm like, block this guy. This guy's crazy. And he's telling Visions, like, Fears is a horrible person. Don't be his friend. Fears is a pedophile. Fears is this. Fears is that. And I'm like, this is just all completely untrue. And I'm like, I hope Visions and I hope you guys don't believe any of this crap, because it's the most vile shit ever, I'm just like, what did I do to deserve all this? And I hate to start a stream like this, but you guys have probably can tell the last couple of weeks, I just haven't been happy-go-lucky Fears. I'm like, what's the point, Like, I try to be happy, but all this stuff just keeps lingering, you know what I'm saying? So I'm doing my best. So there's that. And then someone in the Discord said, Fears, I hope you're not upset about Claire. And I'm like, no, it's not Claire. I'm like, what I'm upset about is it doesn't matter how hard I try. I've tried messaging a bazillion girls on different dating sites. I'm like, I don't think I'm asking for much. There's got to be a nice, wholesome lady out there that has a great job, a car, great family. She doesn't have to have a lot of Christianity in her, just as long as she has a little bit of Christianity in her. There's got to be like one nice old-fashioned lady out there. There has to be, The world is very big. I don't think I'm asking for much, but apparently it is that hard to find your soulmate. And all my other friends are either involved with someone or they're getting married. Like I just talked to my friend Tom. Remember I told you guys I just talked to Tom and was like, hey Fears, I'm sorry I haven't called you in like 5 or 6 months. Like life's been hectic. And I'm like, oh, no worries, dude. I'm like, we kept in touch during. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I text you more, Fears. He goes, I'm more of a texter. So but the last time Tommy actually called me was like 6 months ago. But me and Tommy keep, in touch through texting and stuff. So we was texting, but he just told me a couple of days ago, just the other day, hey Fears, I got some big news. He goes, I'm getting married, man. And I was like, well, dude, where's my invite? And remember I told you guys, he was like, oh, well, he's like, well, we decided to elope. He goes, we didn't want to, he goes, one, we don't have the money for a big wedding, Fears. He goes, we had money for a tiny wedding. He goes, but like it was so last minute. He goes, I just bought the ring and just, and his fiance's name is Trish. I've met Trish, Tommy's lady, the last time I was in town. She is very nice. She is very, very, very nice. She works at the same job that Tommy works. So that's obviously where they met. And I said, shit. I said, you and Trish. And he was like, oh yeah, Fears. He goes, well, Fears, he goes, I've been with her for a while. I said, well, that makes sense that you guys would end up together. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you guys work together, so you guys have to see each other every day. So I said, obviously a flame would spark, And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much what happened, Fears. I'm going to get to the comments in a minute, Garth. I'm not trying to ignore you. I just want to finish my story and tell all you guys what's been bothering me. So I just feel like I'm kind of left behind. Tommy's going to get married now, but basically, in a nutshell, he said, Fears, we just wanted to save our money, and eventually we're going to do a big wedding. He goes, when we do a big wedding, he goes, we're going to invite everybody. He goes, we're going to invite Trent, Jesse, you, Eric. He goes, Fears, I can't pick between you and Eric. And I said, well, do what Eric did. Eric had 2 best man. He goes, Fears, I can't pick between you, and I can't pick between Tommy. And I was like, well, I said, if you pick Tommy, I said, you're not going to hurt my feelings, buddy, because it's true. Eric actually met Tommy first before me. Me and Eric met in high school, like at the end of 8th grade when I was signing up for my classes, in the summertime. I met Eric. He was signing up for classes. And I was like, hey, man, I'm like, are you doing wrestling? And he was like, yeah, I'm doing wrestling. And I said, here, let me see your sheet of classes. And I looked, and I said, oh, shit, man. I said, I think we got a couple classes together. And he's like, all right, well, I'll see you then. And then our very first class, he took Spanish, I took Spanish, and we were learning Spanish. And he was like, hey, Fears, you want to be my wrestling partner since we both joined up for wrestling? I was like, we can do that. And then we started eating, like lunch together at the lunch table, and we just kind of became friends. And then I met Trent and Tommy through Eric, So I said, Eric, if you want to make Tom your best man, I said, you met Tom. I said, you guys have been friends since you guys were like 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you guys could just... So he's like, well, Fears, he's like, we've been together for a while. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, you guys have been friends. So Eric was nice and had 2 best man. So probably whenever I get married, I'll probably do the same thing because I can't pick between Trent and Eric and Tom. So I'll be like, you guys share the best man responsibilities, And I probably couldn't pick between Randall. So I would probably have Randall in that mix too, because Randall's my best like film school friend, and Eric's like my best, my first best friend. But they're both my best friend. Randall's my best friend. Eric's my best friend. So I would probably have Tommy, Eric, and Randall. I'd be like, and Trent. I'd probably have 4 best man and be like, you guys work it out. You guys share all the responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So all that shit's been bothering me. And then Tommy even said, he goes, Fears, he goes, I don't know why you haven't found a lady yet. He goes, you're a good guy. He goes, I'm telling you, it'll come. And I was like, when? When will it come? I said, he goes, have you been trying, Fears? I said, I have. I told him about the date. And he goes, well, how'd the date go? I'm like, horrible. It was absolute fucking garbage. And he goes, Fears, tell me the whole story. He goes, maybe it's not as bad as you think. I'm like, no, trust me, it's bad. It's bad. So I told him the story, and he was like, oh, shit, Fears, that is bad. He goes, well, better. He goes, it's better that you found out right away. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, I don't want to be with a shitty person like that. I said, she was so argumentative. I said, she had a dominance about her, like, hey, waiter, give us a drink. And I'm like, whoa, shit, like, it's okay. I'm sure the waiter will be over here in a minute, So there was that. And then he goes, Fears, did she actually point at you and laugh? I said, I swear to God. I said, she was like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And he goes, that's just weird. I'm like, it is weird. I said, it's very weird, So there was that. And he was like, Fears, you're better off. He's like, just find somebody else. He goes, how many dates did you go on with Claire? I said, just one. I said, I tried to get like a second date. I told her, I said, hey, this ain't going to work out. Let's just be friends. And he said, oh, he goes, well, that was actually a good idea for you. I said, yeah. I said, my plan was be your friend for a little while, And I'm like, sometimes the best relationships, are when from friendship. I thought, all right, well, maybe if I just hang out with her as a friend, and maybe that'll form into a relationship, because that's how Eric and his wife did it. Like, they first were friends for a while in high school, then they became high school sweethearts, then they just kept dating after high school, and then eventually they got married. And I was like, well, maybe I'll take Eric's advice. Eric's like, yeah, just be your friend for a while, Fears. For a while, it was fine. And then all of a sudden, she just, like, snapped. I actually had to block her on social media because she wrote some nasty stuff on another social media. So I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. So yeah. But well, actually, I mean, Garth Brooks, I would let you join, but I don't know how. I'm on OBS right now, so I don't know how to join. I don't know how to join people on OBS. I need to figure out. I've been fiddling with OBS trying to figure out all this shit. That's why I like StreamYard so much better. StreamYards is so much easier to use than fucking OBS. But like, yeah, all that. So I don't know. Sometimes. So all that shit's been, but if I knew how to do OBS, Garth, I definitely would let you in. So there's all that shit, and then I'm sure you guys saw on the Discord. Here we go with that flip-flop shit again. Adam Bacchidi wrote me an email, and I'm like, look, I said, Adam, I'm done. I said, I can't be your friend, man. I said, I can't forgive you. I said, you've done too much crazy shit. And he's like, well, if you can forgive Joey. I said, well, I didn't forgive Joey all at the same time. I said, I accepted his apology, and I told Joey, I looked at him right in the face and said, it's going to take me a while to forgive you because of the years of shit you put me through, and I didn't do absolutely nothing wrong to deserve all that crap. So I said, Adam, I said, you've done more terrible things. The guy in New Zealand has done terrible things. I said, I'm not going to forgive that guy. I said, there's just some people you can't forgive. And he's like, well, Fears, he's like, Adam's apologized, but I don't accept his apologies. It's kind of a bullshit apology. What does he do? So he goes from nice, now he's back to this flip-flop shit. He made a crappy theme song. I worked on it for 2 weeks. If you worked on that for 2 weeks, I feel very sorry for that guy. He portrays himself to be like this nice person, and he's not a nice person. He's done terrible things. That's why YouTube should strip away his channel. He's not a nice person. He acts like a nice person on his channel because I've seen his dumbass videos. His videos are so fucking shitty. They're fucking terrible. Oh, I'm such a nice guy. Oh, hi. It's all that crap, And then in the Discord, he says horrible things, So I don't believe him. And what does he do? He makes a theme song, and it was terrible. Making fun. I can't help that I have Crohn's. He's making fun of my Crohn's. Whenever I have to interrupt my stream and go to the bathroom, I can't help it. I have to use the restroom. Plus, if I stream for a long time. Sometimes I go 2 hours. Sometimes I go 3 hours or 4 hours, before I have to go into work. So eventually, and I'm sipping tea or coffee or water or whatever I'm drinking that day, eventually you're going to have to use the restroom. Even if I didn't have Crohn's, eventually, the human body has to use the restroom. So I can't help it, There's been times where I've had to use the restroom and I didn't feel like drinking, coffee or anything on stream. There's some days where I don't drink anything at all on stream, you know what I'm saying? And I still have to use the restroom. And then he says I talk over people. The only reason why I talked over, I guess he's referring to my recent interview with Tommy, which I didn't get to even finish. I had more questions to ask Tommy. I was a little prepared. Usually I prepare, you guys know, I prepare like weeks in advance for my interview. Like whenever I interviewed that girl that portrays Dorothy, I watched every single video that she's ever made. I checked out all the newsreels that she was on. I mean, I was very prepared. I always try to be as prepared as possible for an interview, But since I couldn't hang out with Tommy, I was like, Tommy, I feel bad that we couldn't, hang out this time when you were in town. I said, I get it, man. I said, you're busy hanging out with your mom. I said, I don't want to interrupt your family time, I said, plus there was an accident on the highway. I said, Tommy, by the time I got to you, the day would be over because his mom lives like over 2 hours away, So I'd be like, all right, it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Then I said, then I'd have to drive 2 hours before I'd have to go into work on Monday and da-da-da-da-da. I was like, Tommy, I said, let me know the next time you come into town and you can stay at my house. I said, or have your mom drop you off here so you're closer, I said. And then on your last day, he goes, I get it, Fears. He goes, we'll hang out next time. I said, plus, Tommy, the other day I wasn't feeling good. I had a random Crohn's attack. I haven't had an attack in a while. I had to take some Crohn's medicine. I was laid up in bed. it's a weird disease. Some days, literally the Crohn's is like, I don't care that John has took his medicine. I'm going to hurt his stomach no matter what. There's days like that. Because I can't remember eating anything that was that bad, you know? And all of a sudden, at work, I started vomiting violently. Came out of the bathroom. My boss is all like, Fears, you look flushed in the face. He goes, you don't look so good. I'm like, I don't feel good, you know? And he's like, we're almost done, Fears, if you want to, cut out 2 hours early. I was like, yeah, later, I'm out of here. Came home, and I pretty much puked almost all day, despite a couple of hours, but it was horrible. So there's been a lot of shit going on. So there's constant shit in the Discord. It's just, all that shit's been kind of bugging me. So I try not to let it bug me, but a fan asked me the other day, like, where's the happy-go-lucky Fears? I'm like, he's not here right now. I hate to say it, but all that shit has been bothering me. So yeah. All right. And then he also said that I ignore the chat. I don't ignore the chat. I would say I get sometimes behind on the chat, but I always like to finish the story that I'm talking about. Once I'm finished with the story, I've watched other streamers. Other streamers do this too. They want to finish their thought process, and then I'll look over at the chat. I'm always vigilant about the chat. Say, okay, I'm getting a little bit behind. I need to catch up, and I'll read every single person's comment. So I'm not. So he was wrong about that. I never ignore the chat. Do I get behind on the chat? Yes, I get behind the chat. But I never ignore the chat. Never. I never ignore the chat, ever. All right, now I'm going to catch up. So all that shit has been bothering me. All right. Garth says, I'm good. How are you doing? I just told you, Garth, how I've been. I mean, I've been okay. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I'm okay. I appreciate you being generous about the mail. I keep forgetting to check the P.O. box, buddy. I will. It's not been 2 weeks, but it's almost been 2 weeks since I checked the P.O. box. So, I think it's been like a week and a half, but I got home from work, I was just dead tired, and I didn't even make it to my bedroom. I just fucking collapsed on the couch. I was so fucking tired. So, yeah. So, I appreciate you being generous. Don't worry about the mail. You'll get it eventually. I will, I promise. I'm going to try and get it tomorrow. Fears, people are crazy, especially in the space of the internet. Oh, God. You are preaching to the choir, Garth. I've met a lot of fucking crazy people. They're nuts. And I don't understand why I get so much shit. I'm a nice guy. I've never done anything wrong ever in my life. I've always tried to follow the rules. I try and be a good guy to everybody. I try to be like the best son I can, to my mom, and take care of my aunt, and always keep in touch with all of my friends and family. Even if I haven't called someone or I lost their number, I always keep in touch with like all my old like high school and like college friends like on my Facebook. And I'd say the only people that are on my Facebook that I've never met ever, I've never met Sharon, from the community. I have Sharon on my Facebook because she's a very nice lady. Sharon's in the chat. So I've got Sharon, I've got Caleb, I've got Chicken Wizard from the community. But I've actually met Chicken Wizard in real life. He came up to me when I was in town at a Toy Man show and said, Fears, yo, I'm Chicken Wizard. I've been watching you for a while. I'm a fan. And I was like, oh, shit, Chicken Wizard. We finally get to meet. So mostly everybody on my Facebook is people that I know. But I'd say Caleb and Sharon are the only two people from the community that I know of, but I've never met. But one day I would like to meet, Caleb and Sharon, because they've been friends and fans for quite a long time, quite a long time. Fears, people are crazy, especially in the space of the internet. You're involved in all you can do, I'm tired. All you can do is delete, block the accounts. Don't let that affect you. So Garth, that's what I've been doing. I try not to let it affect me. But when this idiot on TikTok, this guy writes the most insane, violent things. But then it affects me when he's spreading all these vicious, vile rumors. I mean, he says all sorts. Fears, if you tell anyone, I'm going to hunt your mother down and cut her fucking head off. He goes, and I'm like, well, he's not going to do that, but he just says the most vicious things. Fears, I'm going to find you, I'm going to chop your fucking dick off, and then I'm going to force feed it, down your esophagus. I shit you not. You guys think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Then he's like, Fears, he goes, I'm going to make everyone believe, that you're a pedophile. He goes, even though you're not a pedophile, I'm going to ruin your reputation. I'm going to, hunt every one of your TikTok fans down, every one of your YouTube fans down, everyone that you know in life, and I will convince every single person, that you're a pedophile. And I'm like, when you guys know that I'm not, that he goes, I'm going to ruin your reputation. He goes, it's going to be over for Fears, man. That kind of shit really hurts, And then he went a step farther, and then he wrote Visions, and then Visions confronted me and was like, hey, Fears, check this shit out. And I read everything that guy sent to Visions, and that's a very difficult message, because I'm like, well, I don't want Visions to stop being my friend over this fucking idiot. So I said, Visions, I said, you know me. I said, I wrote, I said, I'd like to think that you guys know me. You know me, Visions. You know I would never harm a child. I would never do anything to a child. So I'm crushing that rumor right now. I think Matt Man, Pick Rob, whatever that other fucking guy's name is, Lantern or whatever the fuck that guy's name, they are sick, disgusting people. They should be in jail. And this psycho on TikTok should be in jail too. So, and I got a little worried that Visions didn't write me back right away. Hopefully he has, or hopefully he will tonight. He could just, sometimes he can't come to the show because, he's busy, and I understand that because, he's working at his business, and he does his business at his home, and I've bought tons of stuff, from Visions because, one, I like to support my friends, and two, he makes cool shit. So, Visions, if you're working and you're just listening to this, I promise you, don't listen to this fucking crazy guy. Just block him, get rid of him, because this guy's insane. This guy on TikTok is insane. So, please, I beg of you guys, nobody in the Discord, any of my TikTok or YouTube fans watching, don't believe this fucking crazy guy. This guy's nuts. So, yeah. Gar says, about work, that's work, man. Just roll with the punches and plan a vacation or an outing with friends and fans sooner than later. I know, I need to. I need to plan a vacation. I need to get the fuck away, man. I don't mind vlogging on my vacation because that's always fun because whenever I'm on vacation, especially if I go home to St. Louis, I love going to downtown St. Louis and go, hey, you guys have never checked out the old spaghetti factory. I've actually went to the old spaghetti factory, which is probably the best restaurant, or I don't know if it's the best restaurant. It's one of the best restaurants that I love in downtown St. Louis. I haven't even uploaded that footage because I've been depressed. So I've already done that, I went to a game. I went to oh, fuck, what was it? Was it a baseball game or a hockey game? Hang on. I think it was hockey. And I haven't even uploaded that shit, So, yeah. So, but yeah, you are right, Garth. I need to get away. Or even if I just planned a vacation here, just took a week off. Because my mom was like, hey, I've been busy with church, so try to come later on in the year, I even said, Mom, I said, maybe I'll plan 2 vacations. Because I've got a lot of vacation time saved up. The last time I asked my boss said, he goes, I didn't take any of your vacation time away whenever your grandma died. He goes, you got that bereavement. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, I'm glad. He goes, you only took 1 week of vacation. Because after I got back from my grandma, my boss was like, oh, and they made fun of Quentin and all those other idiots made fun of that. They were all like, Fears, you took a week off after you got back. Yeah, because there wasn't much time to mourn. It's been the same shit. First my dad and then my grandma. It's I'd be devastated. I'm already devastated to begin with, but I'd be even more devastated if my aunt died after my grandma. I'd be like, there's no time to mourn and shit. You know, and there really wasn't, like, when I came to Missouri, I went up to my Aunt Donna and my mom and said, hey, listen, whatever you guys need, I said, I want to help out with Grandma's funeral. And so I helped them pick out all the flowers. I helped set up all the flowers at the funeral home. I was like, I bought my grandma a gift, and I put it in the coffin, and then there's these little pins, and I asked the funeral lady, I said, because at the funeral home, they have like a little gift shop that you can buy for the bereaved. And I said, I would love to buy my grandma like a little cross because my grandma was very religious. And the lady was like, do you want to put it on her shirt? Because my grandma had this lovely dress on and she had a blouse. And I said, maybe if you could put it in her pocket or maybe in her hand or maybe the brooch. It was kind of like a brooch. It was like what was it? It was I don't know. It was a mixture of a brooch and a pin. It was a nice cross. And she goes, I can put it right on top of her blouse, like, where her heart is. And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. So they put it like, right on this side. It was either on this side or this side. I can't remember. But yeah, you were right, Garth. I need to get away. So I may just do 2 vacations, like just stay here in my apartment and just chill for a week and then go home to Missouri or go somewhere else. Maybe go to Hawaii or some shit. I don't know. I need to get away. I really did. Well, that was not necessary, Garth, because obviously I'm not on that list, but Garth is fucking hilarious. He says, Fears, you're a good guy. That I appreciate. But Garth took it a step further. You didn't have to do this, but Garth said, Fears, I know you're a good guy. And he goes, I know you're not a registered sex offender. He goes, I looked it up, LOL. Well, obviously I'm not that. You didn't have to go that far. Or I hope you're kidding. I hope you're kidding and you didn't actually look it up. But that's nuts. Because I never will be on that list, So, you didn't have to go, I hope you're kidding. I really hope you're kidding. Anyway. But yeah, I wish you could come in, Garth. God, my eye, there's something in my eye and it's bugging the hell out of me. So yeah, before I got to any topics today, I just wanted to let you guys know all that shit has been bothering me. So I hate to be a negative Nancy, but that's why. And a few times I've came on stream and I've just hit all the depression. I've hit all the pain, So, but I was like, I got to be honest with my fans and tell them this is the reason why I haven't uploaded any videos. This is the reason why I've been kind of like down in the dumps with all. It wasn't just one thing. It was like a combination of like 5 or 6 different things. So I hope you guys understand. And yeah. So I don't know. It's just one thing after another. The trolls, they never give me a break. I will say this. It's gotten better in the Discord, ever since me and Joey had that nice long talk. And it was a very nice talk. He wasn't what I expected. And Joey even said that. He goes, oh, wow, Fears. He goes, you're taller than I thought. That was like, it kind of like blew his mind, Like his eyes got like this big and he goes, Fears, he goes, I'll be honest. He goes, can I be honest with you? I was like, yeah. I'm like, we're sitting here, we're talking. He goes, when you invited me in, he goes, me and my girlfriend walked in. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I kind of took one look at you, Fears. He goes, I thought you'd be like 5'3", 5'4". I was like, no. I said, yes, I am short, but I'm not that short. He goes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He goes, you are 5'6". I said, I didn't lie. I'm 5'6". He goes, yeah, man, you're taller than I thought. I said, well, there you go. But I said, Joey, I'm a short guy compared to you. I said, you're what, 5'9"? I guessed 5'9". And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, you're close, Fears. He goes, I'm 6 foot. I said, there you go. I said, a lot of my friends are 6 foot. Pixel said he's 6'3", 6'4". I think he said that. Somewhere in there. I can't remember. Vision said he's 5'9" or 6 foot. Trent, he's 6 foot. Tommy, he's 6'2". Eric's 6'1". Me and Jesse are the shortest guys. Jesse's 5'8" or 5'9". I can't remember. and I'm 5'6", so I'm the shortest one out of all my friends in Missouri. Randall, he's tall. Randall's either 5'9" or 6 foot, and then Quentin was making shit up, saying that I called Randall an idiot. I would never call Randall an idiot, because Randall's actually a really smart guy. I would never call Randall. And I even wrote it in the Discord. I said, no, Quentin, you're making that up. I said, I'm calling you and your little idiot butt buddies idiots, because they are. All those trolls are idiots. But I said, I'm calling you an idiot, Quentin, because Quentin is an idiot. And he's the most negative dude I've ever met in my entire life. Never has a positive thing to say. Ever. Ever. Like, at least Adam and all the other trolls, they've been nice at times. Like, that I can say about Yakov. Yakov is a piece of shit too, but I've seen him be nice sometimes. Quentin, I would probably die before he would say something nice, He's never nice. Never, not once. Never been nice. But I said, no, I said, you're a liar, Quentin. I said, I called you an idiot. That I'm not lying about. And I said, I never lied and said I didn't call Quentin an idiot. I've called him an idiot many times. I said, I called you an idiot and your little butt buddies idiots. But I said I would never call Randall an idiot. I tried to call Randall, but he's either working on a project. And he said, well, one night I took my mom out to dinner, Fears. And I said, oh, well, that's why I know you didn't call. I said, on that night. So I thought he was upset. I guess I just missed him, because in the Discord he said, I'll be back around 1 or 2 in the morning. That tells me that he went to karaoke, Because normally karaoke gets done at around 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And then I'll be asleep, if it's my day off. If it's my day off, and Randall will call me. So if he goes to, on a Saturday, or a Friday night, when I'm off from work, he'll call me and tell me how it is. But if it's during the weekday, then he'll call me the next day. Or he'll call me, or I'll call him before I have to go into work and shit, So, anyway, it's just been a lot. So, I just wanted to let you guys know everything that's been going on. So, hopefully things will get better here soon. But, yeah, that was the big thing that I wanted to address. So, hopefully I'll get a response from Visions here soon, because I don't want him, I don't want others. I'm sure Visions doesn't believe that, I think he was just bringing it to my attention. He said, hey, Fears, he's like, I just wanted to show you what this crazy guy sent me. And I read it, and I was like, yeah, that's completely untrue. And then this guy on TikTok went even a step further. I don't know how he made this. Well, I have an idea of probably how he made it. This guy probably got on Photoshop, whoever this person is, and he made up a fake message. It looked like a text message or something, and he made up a fake message, and it looked like, I don't know, like how you write people messages on social media, and it's been in the Discord before. Mercenary Man posted it, so I'm sure you guys have seen it. And then me and Mercenary Man decided to be cool, and he said, I'll get rid of it. But I know it's been floating around in the Discord, and I know they have it in the Mockingbird. There's this message of, whoever made this, someone made this fake message, and so it's been in the Discord, it's in the Mockingbird, and now somebody sent it to Visions. This crazy guy on TikTok sent it to Visions. It's a fake message of me talking to a 12-year-old girl, and I said, Visions, I said, that is the most disgusting shit ever. I said, that is so fake, it's so far-fetched. I said, I would never do that. I said, I don't know how this idiot made this, and I even wrote to Vision, said, it's probably a Photoshop message. I said, I never did that. I said, don't believe that shit. What got me scared is that I haven't heard back from Visions. So, but he probably just hasn't checked his messages yet. I'm sure I'll get a response hopefully soon. He's probably just working right now, but I'm telling you guys, that message is completely fake. You guys know I'm a good guy. I would never do any crazy shit like that. It's just so fucking stupid. So, I've been wanting to get all that shit off my chest for a while. So it's not just that. It's like a combination of all that shit that's been kind of had me depressed and kind of upset, But I'm very good at hiding Most guys are. Most guys are very good at hiding their what's going on. Women are a lot better at expressing their feelings than men. But the thing is with me, I'm sure like most guys, it gets bottled up for a while, and then all of a sudden I can't hold it in anymore, and then I have to tell someone. So I knew before. I went, all right, I'm like, I'll just start the stream. I'm like, I hate to start the stream in a negative way, but I'm like, I'll just tell the fans, hey, just cut me some slack. Hopefully, happy-go-lucky Fears will be back sooner than later, and I said, just bear with me, and I've been kind of going through some shit, and I said, I'll tell them everything that's been bothering me, and then hopefully we can move forward. But I'm just like everybody else. Am I a perfect human being? No. Do I get my feelings hurt sometimes? Yes. Everybody goes through that shit. It's very hard to be a TikToker sometimes. It's very hard to be a YouTuber. Life is hard sometimes, I wish I could say, hey, it's going to be great. It's going to be easy. Whoever thinks that is a moron. Life is not easy. Not at all. But anyway. So I just wanted to get all that stuff off my chest. It was cool hanging out with Tommy though, even if it was like through a live stream. But so I hope you guys enjoyed me and Tommy's. It sucks that it got cut off, but I didn't want to disrespect Tommy's mom. I guess Tommy was talking a little bit too loud, or something. I guess his mom wanted to go to bed or something, and he said, "Hey, Fears, I gotta take off." And I was like, "That's fine, man." I said, "We'll do the second part some other time," but I gotta say, that was a really good, structured interview. Definitely an honor to be friends with. Not only is Tommy a friend and he's a good guy, but Tommy's probably one of the most famous YouTubers that I know. I mean, there's others. Like, the thing is, I've met Adam the Woo 3 times, but I don't know if we're friends because I've just kind of hung out with him at all of Jeff's shows. He always comes to Super RetroCon, and every single time I see him, like this last time, he was like, "Hey, Fears, did you ever upload our interview yet?" And I said, "No." I said, "Not yet." I said, "I'm really behind." I said, "But I promise." I said, "It'll." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I kind of looked for it and I didn't see it." I said, "I promise you it's coming." And he said, "But hey, man," he goes, "either way, it's still good to." He goes, "It's good to catch up. It's good to see you, man." He goes, "You still doing your vlogs?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I think he either said he checked out my content or he said both. Like, hey, I checked. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I know for a fact he said I checked out your content. What I can't remember is I can't remember if he said I follow you and I follow your content. So I can't remember if he said that or not. So yeah. What's really cool is I got to have a cameo in his Super RetroCon vlog, which I want to take that little piece out and put it on my channel. I don't think he would mind. If he does mind, then, I'll take it down, but I don't think he'll mind, but yeah. Anyway, today's topics, I thought a really cool topic would be, I don't think I've ever told you guys the story of my very first date that I ever had. My very first date that I ever had, I was either 14 or 15. I can't remember. I was somewhere in my teens, and I thought that would make a good topic. So we're going to cover that topic. I'm going to tell you guys the story of my very first date ever. And then, before work, I went on a horror movie kick. I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then I watched Bride of Chucky. So, yeah. But, yeah, if anyone's got any questions about anything that I discussed at the beginning, feel free to put them in the chat. But I feel a lot better now that I told all you guys what's been going on. So, I appreciate you guys listening and doing all that stuff. All right. Well, I'm caught up with the chat, so until I get more comments, I'm going to continue on with the show. I think we'll start with the story of my very first date ever. I'll try to condense it because it's kind of a long story. It's a good story, but I don't want to keep you guys all night. Her name was Shelly, and I met her at my church. And it was kind of a lead up to our first date. So that Shelly was like kind of like my very first girlfriend. And the only reason why it didn't work out is she had to move away, and I didn't see her at all through middle school. I saw her at the start of middle school, but apparently her dad got a new job, and so right after like the 6th grade started, she kind of moved away. And then and then I guess that her dad's job didn't work out, and then she moved back to town, and then we went to high school together. And by the time she got back to high school, I was already dating somebody else, and I just said, "Hey, let's just be friends." And then we've been friends ever since, and we still are friends. I still keep in touch with her. She's married now, she has kids, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm happy for you." But when she was in town, I can't remember. I don't know. She was 13 or 14. I was either 14 or 15. I can't remember. We were pretty close in age. And the very first time I met her, I was at my church, and all my church camp friends were there, and we were trying to raise money to buy new equipment for our church camp. So we were doing that. So people came into our church off the street, and we were asking for donations. And then once we got all of our donations, there was going to be a volleyball party after we went out and asked for donations. And we needed a new basketball court at our church because the concrete had kind of broken up. They wanted to fix our volleyball court at my church camp. There was tons of weeds in the sand and stuff, so that all to fix all that costed money. So I remember we were raising money for new facilities at my church camp. So my youth pastor leader kind of like he tallied up all the money, and he was like, "All right, we made such and such money." I don't remember what the amount was. And he goes, "You guys did a great job. Time for the volleyball party." And in my church, they set up a volleyball because my church in Missouri, half the church has a gymnasium in it, and then the other half is the sanctuary. So they close off the sanctuary, and you can play basketball in the gymnasium and volleyball. And so there was tons of people my age, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, all that. We're all eating pizza, and all of a sudden she walks in, and I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "she's very pretty." I'm like, "Who's this?" And so I start talking, and I said, "Hey," I said, "do you want to sit with me and we can eat some pizza?" And so we started chatting, and one thing led to another, and then all of a sudden she grabbed my hand, and I was like, "Oh wow." I'm like, "Okay," and her mom had to pick her up early. She said, "Well, hey John, like I have to go, but like, hey, my birthday's in a couple of weeks." She goes, "I'm having a big birthday party. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Oh, I'd love to." She's like, "Well, give me your number and give me your address, and I'll send you an invitation in the mail." And I went, "Oh, okay." So she did. And a couple of weeks later, I went to her party. It was a lot of fun. And this was like back in the 90s. I don't know if you guys remember. Back in the 90s, people were obsessed with those inflatable chairs and those inflatable couches. And it was down in her basement, and she had put disco lights everywhere, and there was all these inflatable couches and chairs and stuff. And she invited, I don't know, 20 of her friends, and I came, and I guess I don't know what she told everybody, but she said, "Oh, like this guy from church camp is coming." I get there, and I guess I was like the life of the party. I didn't feel like the life of the party, but I've always been good at like making people laugh. So I was just making people laugh, and I was talking with everybody, having fun. And the night was great. And she came up to me and was like, "Wow," she goes, "my friends like really like you." And I was like, "Oh, well, they seem like nice people too." And she's like, and she actually asked me, she goes, "Do you want to hang out again?" I said, "I'd love to." And then she said, "Well, here, let me give you my phone number. So for a while, we were talking on the phone, and she's like, well, how are you feeling? I said, I said, I like how this is going. I said, I really like you. You really like me. And she's like, have you ever dated anyone? I was like, not yet. I said, but I would like to find a girl. She's like, well, what about us? And I was like, you're very pretty. I said, I wouldn't mind going on a date with you. Again, this a date, you know, because this was before I could drive. So I was like, well, if we did go on a date, my mom would have to, like, pick her up and then we'd go somewhere because I didn't get my driver's license yet. And she's like, well, she was, I don't know how we do it, but we'll figure it out. So I eventually did ask her out on a date. And from what I can remember, I remember her mom picked me up and we went bowling and then we had pizza while we were bowling. And then her mom, I can't believe her mom let us do this, but her mom took us back and she had kind of made like this kind of like hangout area like in her basement. Her mom and her dad allowed her to basically let her do whatever she wants in the basement. So she had like she had those inflatable couches and she had a rug and she had her desk down there with a laptop. And I said, my mom and dad would never allow me to do this. And she said, yeah. She goes, my mom and dad don't have much stuff, so they said, we don't need any, like, storage space. I said, my mom loves collecting things. It's probably where I get my passion for collectibles. My mom collects a lot of stuff. My mom collects, like, teapots, and she likes collecting quilts and little trinkets from England. So I guess I get my collecting from my mom, you know. I said, yeah. I told Shelly, I was like, well, our basement is like, it's not filled to the brim, but I told her, I said, we use our basement for like storage, like storing all of our Christmas stuff and Halloween stuff and all my mom's collectibles and blah, blah, blah. She goes, yeah, because my mom and dad don't collect a lot of stuff, so they said, you can do with the basement whatever you want. So I remember we finished the date, we went down into the basement, and she had a TV, and we sat on the inflatable couch, and we're watching a movie. Don't ask me what movie it was. I can't remember what movie it was. And then, you know, the classic, you know, first crush, first date. She kind of leans in, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I was like, oh, I think I know what's going to happen. And we started making out, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Pretty much the end of the story, but that was like my first date, my first girlfriend, because a couple weeks later, I asked Shelly to be my girlfriend, and again, we went out for a couple of weeks, and the only reason why it didn't work out, she said, hey, John, I've got some bad news. My dad just got a new job. And at first I was like, oh, okay. Like, so her dad's got a new job. That's cool. So I said, hey, tell your dad congrats, you know, for me. And then she went, oh, no. Like, I'll tell him, but there's bad news. And I said, what? She goes, well, because he's got a new job, I'm going to have to... This is when me and my family were living in O'Fallon, Missouri. We hadn't moved to Wentzville, Missouri, not yet. And I said, oh, what's wrong? And she's like, well, I feel bad. I really like you. We've only been going out a couple of weeks. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, I have to move away. And I was like, oh, man, that sucks. I said, where are you moving to? And it wasn't too far away. But since I didn't have a driver's license at the time, she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. We're not moving away too far. But you don't have a car. So she goes, I don't know if I'll ever see you again. I said, well, where are you moving? She goes, somewhere in Illinois. And I think it was Chicago. I know, or it was near Chicago. And I was like, well, that's not too far away. And she's like, yeah, but she's like, if you don't have a car. And I said, yeah, that's true. So I said, I guess this is it. And she's like, yeah, I never thought she would move back. Apparently that job didn't work out. She was gone all of 6th grade, all of 7th grade, all of 8th grade. And I remember when I started 9th grade, I was at lunch and I saw her in the lunch line. I went, oh my God, she's back. And I went up to her and I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, hey, you're going to school here? And she went, oh yeah. She goes, like I lost your number, so I had no way of telling you that I was back. I said, well, why are you back? I said, I'm glad you're back, but I said, why are you back? And she said, "Oh well," she goes, "My dad got tired of that job, and I guess it didn't work out, or he had enough. So he called his old boss and tried to get his old job back, and he couldn't get his old job back. So he just applied and got another job, and now we're back, you know, in O'Fallon." And I was like, okay. Because all through my high school life, we still lived in O'Fallon. It was only after I graduated high school that we moved to Wentzville. And I said, well, hey, I said, listen, I said, I only had one girlfriend in high school. The rest of the time, I just kind of hung out with my my guy friends. And I said, well, hey, I said, I'm already dating someone. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like, John, she goes, I've already met somebody else. I said, well, I promise you, I said, if you weren't dating someone and I wasn't dating someone, I would ask you out again, and we kind of would pick up where we left off. She was like, oh yeah, she's like, I wanted it to work out with us. She's like, you're a great guy. And I said, well, I said, I understand. I said, your dad had to get a job, and I said, I get it. And she's like, well, there's no hard feelings. I said, no. I said, there's no hard feelings whatsoever. And she's like, well, we can still be friends, right? I said, oh yeah. I said, of course. And so we were friends all through high school, and you know, it worked out. But that was my first date ever. But I wanted to tell you guys the whole story so it would make sense. So yeah. Yo, museum, what's up? Let's see. My mom still picks up my dates and drops us off at the airport runway. That's a classic response from museum. You're a cool guy, but you are a weird cat indeed, my friend. I know you're joking around, because I would be worried for you, buddy, if that was true. Yo, Richie, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Richie, how's things been going, my friend? Good to see you. Richie, I hope you're doing well. Richie, I'll be honest, it's been a while since I watched some of your content. I've been so busy. I've been stressed out of my mind, buddy. I promise. You know, let me go to your channel and see what you've been up to, my friend. So yeah. Anyway. Oh, I just checked the Discord. Joey's back, and his new name is Joey, Friend of Fears, and he says, "Hey, I'm back from vacation." Well, when I get done with my stream, I will say hello to Joey. I guess he's back, and he's still got that. His little profile picture is that guy, I guess, from that Titanic computer game. And I don't remember the name of that little computer guy, but he's that bald head guy where he's all like doing that. That picture's fucking hilarious. Anyway. Well, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, Larry just said it. I got some crazy shit, Fears. I won't even talk about. Fears, where are you? You have fake accounts on TikTok. Yeah, see, it's always this fucking guy doing all this crazy shit on TikTok. It's just nuts, you know. Well, here, let me call Larry and put his mind at ease. You know, because man, this guy is nuts. Oh man, so if it ain't one thing, it's another thing. Let me try and get Larry in here. I don't know. Larry could be working. He could be working. If he is, I don't want to bug him. Yeah, I think he's working. Anyway. All right, let's see. Yeah. Richie, let me go to your channel and check out what kind of content you've been working on the last couple of weeks. And then I'll get back to the chat. Richie, I think the last thing... Oh, what was it? I think the last thing I watched was the Mountain Dew bathing challenge or whatever the hell it was. You were in the tub with like gallons and gallons and gallons of Mountain Dew or something. Which I was like, damn. I'm like, I didn't think Richie would do that, you know? So... I think it was a live stream you did or something. I remember watching that, but I apologize, my friend, for being a bad friend and not watching the rest of your content. I try to keep up with all my online friends, content. So, if I've been slacking on that, I've been going through some crap, Richie. So, things have been on things. It's not just one thing that's been bothering me, Richie. It's been a combination of things. It's just been stressing me the hell out. Let's see. When's the last time you did a live? Let's see. The last time you did a live... Oh, it was 2 hours ago. So, I was taking a nap 2 or 3 hours ago, so I missed that. So, sorry I missed your live. And then, what's the last video you uploaded? Oh, wow. Lots of Mountain Dew reviews. So, 2 Mountain Dew reviews. Mountain Dew Lemonade. Mountain Dew... Point Break Punch. Okay. Let's see, an Oreo review. Okay, so I didn't miss much. I've only missed 2 Oreo reviews and 2 Mountain Dew reviews because 3 weeks ago was the Mountain Dew Bath Challenge. That's the one. That's the last one I saw. So I haven't missed much. Not too much. That's not too bad. All right, let me get back to the chat. So, but I promise, buddy, I will, I'll try and watch those videos here soon. Anyway, Richie says hello. Hey, Carmine, good to see you. Positive vibes on a Monday. Well, I'm trying, buddy. Carmine, if you didn't see the beginning of this, watch, I've been kind of bummed out, so I told everybody, hey, I'm going to be opening on, excuse me. I almost burped there. I said, I'm going to be open and honest. I said, this is what's been bugging me. So, I hated to start the show on such a negative point, but, yeah, there was that. So, I just said, it's good to just get it out and just tell everybody, hey, this is what's been bothering me. And so, that's why I did that, so. But, yeah, I'll try and be as positive as possible, Carmine, because that's what I'm all about. Again, I'm not trying to steal Tommy's thunder, so yeah. Richie says, it's definitely going good, Fears. Well, that's good, buddy. No worries, Fears. Oh, bro, don't be bummed. You need those bright suns. Yeah? Well, listen, the thing is I try not to be bummed, but I'm a human being. Sometimes there's good days and sometimes there's bad days, Like, I'm really bummed that me and Tommy actually couldn't physically hang out. If I wouldn't have got sick and have a random Crohn's attack, we would have hung out, because Tommy's mom was going to drive him over the first day. And then when I got sick, I said, oh, well, don't worry. I said, can your mom drive you over on the second day? And he goes, no. He goes, my mom's busy, Fears. Can you come pick me up? I tried, but then I got stuck in traffic because there was a massive car crash. And they were like, either if you want to wait in traffic for 2.5 hours, there was cops like telling everybody, you got 3 options. You can either get off on this exit, turn around, or sit here for 2.5 hours because 2 cars had smashed and they had to pull the cars off the highway. Or whatever. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not waiting in traffic for 2.5 hours. So, because 2.5 implies it may be 3 hours. It may be longer. And I was said, well, God knows how long it's going to take to clean up this traffic accident. I'm like, yeah, I'm heading back home. So, yeah. Anyway. Carmine says, we need happy-go-lucky Fears Man. Trust me, I want happy-go-lucky Fears Man to come back. Trust me. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, my friend. We love you, Fears brother. Well, listen, I appreciate that, Carmine, and I love my loving and loyal fans. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So yeah. So I'll try to get Happy Go Lucky Fears back as quickly as I can. So yeah. But I hope good things are to come. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Give me 1 second. Somebody texted me. Tommy texted me something. Let's see what it is. Oh, he sent me some funny TikTok video. Well, Tommy, I will watch that funny TikTok video a little later, my friend. So yeah. So hopefully things get better. I really do. So I'm sorry about all this crazy shit, and I'm sorry about this crazy guy. Sending you guys all this crazy shit. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, Carmine. I hope things get better. I really do. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the reviews. So before I went to work, I watched Bride of Chucky, and I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I'll be honest, his Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, they actually are really good movies, and they're good at remaking them. It's totally, there's some scenes from the original Halloween 1 and 2 that are in there, or that are implied in there, but a few things he went off the deep end. And yeah, I'm trying, Museum. I'm trying to be positive. Museum, you're good friends with Visions. Is he working tonight? I'm just curious. So hopefully I hear from him soon, because I don't want Visions. I don't want anyone in the Discord to believe this crazy dude implying all this crazy shit. So yeah. Hey, Tinder Immortal. Nope. I was just about to do Tinder Immortal. You didn't miss anything. Well, the only thing that you missed is Tinder Immortal. I've been kind of stressed out, so I told everyone I apologize, and I kind of told everybody the 5 or 6 things that's been bugging the hell out of me. And I said I apologize if Happy Go Lucky Fears has not been here for the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. But I was just about to start, and I was going to save this one for last, Tinder Immortal. I was just about to do Halloween 2. So, yeah. Carmine says, you're all good, buddy. We don't buy it. Well, I'm glad you guys don't buy it. I was just a little worried because I hadn't heard from Visions. Again, he's probably working. I hope he doesn't buy it. I don't think he would believe it, because it's completely untrue, you know. Oh, okay, so he's on a date with his girlfriend. All right, well, that makes sense. All right. I got you. Well, that's probably why I haven't heard from him. So, yeah. Tinder Immortal, are you able to do that live stream on Tuesday, like tomorrow? Because I would love to do your second interview tomorrow. Are you able to make that work? You can either respond here or let me know on Instagram, because I would really like to do our second interview tomorrow, like sometime after I get off of work, like in the afternoon. So yeah. Yo, what's up, Shuffler? Best of luck, Fierce. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. The last couple of months have been kind of rough and stressful. I like Garth Brooks' idea. I just need to take a vacation somewhere. I don't care where, just somewhere. Somewhere. I don't care where, just somewhere. Anyway. But yeah. Anyway. Anyway. I'm hoping for good things. But yeah. Let me know, Tinder Immortal. Actually, here, let me check my Instagram. You could have already responded. Like, Tuesday would work for me. I just had so much fun in our other interview, Tinder Immortal. Like you were like, oh, Fears, I'm down for a second interview. I was like, sweet, so am I, you know? So, yeah. Okay, nothing yet. Nothing yet. So, I said, will next Tuesday work for you, which is tomorrow. So, definitely let me know. Let me know. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry. We'll do it later on in the week. Or if this week doesn't work for you, we can do it next week maybe. But just let me know. So, yeah. Anyway. So, Halloween 2. Let's see. Tinder Immortal says, I can do a night stream. Okay. That would be good. Yeah, we can. Let's do it. You know what? I'll right after the stream, Tinder Immortal. I will message you on Instagram and I'll let you know what time tomorrow night. So we can do our so prepare some questions, Tinder Immortal, because I like how we did it last time. Like I asked you some questions, you asked me some questions, and I liked that flow. So I'll message you tomorrow. I'll message you before I go into work tonight, and I'll be like, "Hey, does this time work?" And we'll definitely do it at night. So, guys, get ready. Professional interview, Twitch caster, Tinder Immortal interview with Fears, part deuce tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Richie says, I want to go on vacation sometimes. Well, you should do it, Richie. You know, like take a week off of work or take 2 weeks or however much vacation time you got saved up and just go on a vacation, you know? I need to, Carmine. I definitely want to go to Disney this week, you know? Oh yeah, and they were also making fun of my apartment. Again, I've been lazy. You guys know usually my apartment is clean as a pin. But when you get depressed, I just didn't want to do anything. So I haven't cleaned my apartment in about a week and a half. It's not like, oh, and that idiot in the Discord was calling me a hoarder. I need to rearrange this so it looks cleaner. It is, like, pretty much my apartment is clean. I just haven't vacuumed. I haven't cleaned in, like, a week. So it's clean. It's not spotless clean, but it's clean. So either sometime this week or this weekend, I'm going to clean and get it all back to 100%, you know? Again, whenever you get depressed, you just don't want to do anything, you know? So, it's not an excuse. That's just what's been going on, you know? So, but yeah. But at some point, either this week, Carmine, or next week, I'll either just go before work, or I'll just take a day off of work and just go, or I'll just wait and do it on the weekend so I don't have to take off of work and just do it. I'll figure it out because I need to decompress, you know? Because all this shit has been bubbling up and just stress on top of stress and on top of stress on top of stress. It's a vicious cycle. I'm sure you guys have been through it in your life at one point or another. So yeah. Museum said, Fears, would you ever let Richie stay at your place? Hell yeah! Listen, any fan is welcome at Casa de Fears. I think I've had the most fans stay at my house than anyone at the community. I've had Larry come by, Joey's come by, Tommy twice. Who else? I think that's it. So, Larry, Joey, and Tommy. So, yeah. And if me and Tommy would have been able to hang out this week, Tommy would have stayed a third time. Randall's part of the community, so Randall stayed here a bunch of times, you know. So anyone that wants to come over and hang out at Casa de Fears, just let me know in advance. Mi casa, su casa. Heck yeah, that would be legendary for the challenge master to come and hang out with Fears at Casa de Fears. That would be sweet. So, Pixel, if you ever want to come and hang out, the Dude, Visions, Carmine, Museum, even though you're a crazy, hilarious motherfucker, saying all sorts of crazy... Shuffler, Tinder Immortal, you're always welcome. Everybody. Any loving and loyal fan is welcome at Casa de Fears. So, yeah. But Tinder Immortal already, well, I was about to say where you live, Tinder Immortal. My bad, because I don't want people knowing where you live. But when we were hanging out after our first interview, I said, hey, Tinder Immortal, we gotta hang out sometime. You, me, your fiance. And you're like, Fears, come where I live and hang out. And I said, I said, one of those days I will get back. Because I've been there a couple of times. I've been there once by myself. Well, once with my friends. And then like 3 times with my immediate family. And then once with my British family. I'm not going to tell you guys where Tinder Immortal lives. When I go to visit, I'll definitely vlog. And if Tinder Immortal wants to be in the vlog, then you guys would probably figure it out. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to hide where someone lives if you're vlogging. So, Tinder Immortal, I will definitely make it. I'll make it out there at some point and hang out with you and your hubby. And I'll ask you guys, hey, is it okay if I vlog? And if you guys say no, and you don't want people knowing where you guys live, then I will shut the camera off and I won't vlog. Because I respect people's privacy. I really do. Yeah. So tomorrow night, we're doing part deuce of the Tinder Mrs. Immortal stream. That's gonna be fun. We could have a picnic. I don't know about all that, Carmine. I don't really want to do a picnic with another guy. Yeah. But if you definitely wanted to, well, you know what? There's 2 grills left. One of the grills that I burned all the troll mail in, and I took Larry. I don't know who broke that, but somebody broke it, and I came home from work one day. Oh, wait, no. I was already home. I went out after work. I came home, slept a little bit, woke up at around 12:30 or 1, went out and did some errands. And as I was driving my car back, trying to find a parking space, I saw 2 maintenance guys digging it out of the ground, and I parked, and I said, hey, what are you guys doing? And they said, somebody destroyed this last night, so they said, we got to take this out. And I said, are you guys going to put a new one in? And they said, yeah, eventually we're going to put a new one in. We just don't know when. So there was 3 grills, and now there's 2. But yeah, Carmine, if you wanted to, that would be cool. Grilling with the fans, you know. We go to Walmart, get some hot dogs and hamburgers, throw them on the grill. I'm all about grilling. That's one of the things that Fears is actually good at cooking at. Because my dad showed me how to grill, and my best buddy Eric showed me how to grill. And there's nothing better than homemade, you know, hot dogs and hamburgers, like grilling them and stuff. Get that nice sizzle on it. That's good shit, man. That is really good shit. So, yeah. We can grill and drink wine coolers. You know what? Nothing against wine coolers. They're just not my favorite drink, Carmine. Now, Coronas, now you're speaking Fears' language. Grilling would be sweet, and some Coronas, man. That's my favorite beer. I love Coronas. So, yeah. Oh. Would you maybe get meat from an actual butcher rather than that crap supermarket meat? I mean, you know what? I'm sure there's a butcher in the area museum. I'd have to probably Google a butcher, but either way, I mean, I would get some good steaks, and I'd get some hot dogs, I'd get some hamburgers, I'd get some good steak, some chicken, whatevs, and I would grill all that shit because I love grilling. Love it. I absolutely love grilling. I haven't grilled in quite a long time. That would be a cool vlog. Fears goes to Walmart, buy one of those mini grills, throw some steaks, some hot dogs, some hamburgers on the grill, grill them up. I could do it on my porch because I have a porch right back there, and I could grill up some hot dogs and hamburgers, for a vlog. That would be pretty sweet. It'd be a different vlog, but it would be a fun vlog. But if I did that, I would want to save that for a special occasion, like if Tommy came over, or if Randall came over, we could do that, or like if a fan came to hang out with Fears, something like that. Fears freak out cookout. Well, I don't really freak out anymore, Carmine, But a cookout would be sweet, I'll be honest, I know most of my neighbors, but for some reason, a lot of people move out on the second and third floor. But like my next door neighbor, like my door is over there. If you open up, those neighbors across from me have been there longer than I have. I've been here 6 years. They've been here for like 10 or 11 years. And they're a young married couple. And I know them. We're pretty good friends. We chat every once in a while through passing. Very nice people. The people further down, I've met like once or twice, but they're nice people too. But the people upstairs, they'll live here for a year or two and then they move out, or they'll live here for a couple of months. So the people upstairs on the second and third floor, they're always coming and going. So you can't really get to know those people because they're only here for a couple of months. They move out, then a new people is arrived. But anytime I see them walking down the stairs and it's somebody new, I always introduce myself and say, "Hey, I live on the first floor. I live right here. Nice to meet you. If you guys need anything, just don't hesitate to knock on my door, blah, 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 So, yeah. So, Carmine definitely grilling out would be sweet. All right, let me get to the reviews, and then I think I'm going to call it a night, because I haven't... Well, I made myself a snack. I made myself a sandwich, but I need to make dinner. And then I'm going to go to the wall and select something to watch. And then I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to mosey on off to work and fucking scan some more boxes and fucking put some more boxes on the shelf. And it's the most boring fucking job ever. Grab it, scan it, pack it. It gets old quick. It gets old. It already is old, I can't wait to find something better, But... like I said at the beginning of this stream, I'm not going to quit my job. I'm going to do what my dad always told me. He goes, my dad said, it doesn't matter what job you have, John. He goes, do your job 100%. He goes, then your bosses can't be bitching at you like, oh, you're not doing a good job, John. Yep, nope, you're wrong. I'm doing my job. I'm doing it 100%. So my dad's like, whether you're president of the United States or just cleaning fucking toilets, whatever, John, just put 100% into it. And then my dad said, if you want another job, that's fine. You can apply and get a different job. But he's like, don't quit your job. He goes, it's a lot easier to find a new job when you have a job right now. And I said, that makes sense, Dad. And he goes, yeah. He goes, so just keep working hard and then find another job. He goes, and then once you secure that new job, then you can tell your employer, hey, you know what? Thanks a lot for all the experience, but I think I found something else. I'm going to put in my 2 weeks, and then after my 2 weeks, I'm going to, pursue this new job. And I was like, that's good advice. And it doesn't matter that my dad's here or not here. That's still good advice. So thanks a lot, Dad. And I'm going to use that advice, and eventually Fears is going to find something else. It may take some time to find something else, but I am just so sick of box, scan, package. Box, scan, put the package away in the right area. It's like mind-numbing. I'm like, I know I was meant for something better than this crappy job. Ugh. And I guess it wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be as bad if I get paid pretty decent money, but I know there's jobs, I know there's 1,000, millions of jobs out there that pay a lot better. Like that flight attendant job, they get paid like $28 an hour. That would be fucking amazing. Plus you get all the free flights and you get to travel. Think of the vlogging possibilities. If I was just like at home and I'm like, hey, I'm going to work for a week, because they usually, I've had friends that are flight attendants and they say, yeah, usually what happens, Fears, is you work straight for a week or two, then you're off for a week. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. So you work 7 days a week. The only thing that would suck about that, though, is I wouldn't be able to go to church every Sunday, you know. I'd only have to go to church on the week that I was off. So, but I'm sure my church would understand. But, I mean, my faith is really important to me. So, whenever I would just bring my Bible with me whenever I couldn't go to church. But, I'm sure they would understand. But think of the vlogging possibilities. Like, if I had a week off, I'm like, you know what? Just picture Fears, like, flicking on the camera. You know what? I've got a week off from my flight attendant job. I'm going to go to China. Bam! And then all of a sudden, next part, you see Fears in China. Or, you know what? I've got an itch that I need to scratch. You know, let's go see that Ghostbuster firehouse in New York. All right, let's go. Try-by, Fears is on a plane. The vlogging possibilities would be amazing. So, it would only help the streams, help the channel. So, Fears would really love to get that job. I've applied for it. I cannot wait to hear back from them. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, my friends. All right. I'm going to do these reviews and then, you know what, Tinder Immortal? You've been waiting for this. Let's do this one first. All right. Bride of Chucky. I like the Chucky series, but here's my take on it. Tinder Immortal, I guess you're a big Chucky fan. I like Chucky. The last few movies, though, have been fucking terrible. Seed of Chucky was fucking terrible. And I stopped watching at Cult of Chucky. I know they've made others after that. I just haven't had the courage to watch them because I've heard a lot of horrible things. The remake of Child's Play, #1, and Mark Hamill did the voice of Chucky in the remake. So Luke Skywalker was the voice of Chucky in the remake. The remake, and Audrey, however you say her name, Aubrey Plaza, or whatever the hell, that weird, crazy lady from Parks and Rec, she's one of the most weirdest actresses I've ever seen. Like, if you ever see her on a talk show, she says really weird shit on talk shows. I don't know, it would be quite an experience to meet her in real life. I don't know if Fears could handle her weirdness, but I thought the remake was alright. I thought the remake of Child's Play 1 was pretty good. Mark Hamill did do a good job as Chucky, but obviously I like, the original Chucky, the original Child's Play. I remember watching that like when I was 16 or 17, and that, oh my god, watching it for the first time, it wasn't scary, but it was some creepy shit. I was like, oh damn, this is nuts, so. Hey, what's up, Pixel? Cult of Chucky was really good. Cult was the last one they made. The show was good until the last time. See, that's what I'm talking about, Pixel. I have not had time to even watch Chucky the TV series. I want to, but as you can tell, buddy, I've got a lot to catch up on. This is only some of the shit that Fears. I've literally look at this shit. It's getting out of control, Pixel. I mean, Pixel, you've been my friend for quite a long time, buddy. We've been friends for a while. Pixel loves 3 things. It's okay to say this, Pixel, because you've shared it with everybody. Pixel loves weed, so you definitely love weed. You love video games, and you love movies. I love 2 of those. I love movies, and I only like to play video games when I'm playing with someone else. Like when I was playing with Sam, with video games, that was fun. Or if I would get online and, like, you know, play a video game with somebody online, that'd be good. Sometimes I don't like playing video games by myself because Fears gets bored after a while. That's why I've told you guys since day one, I will always enjoy pinball more than video games. I like pinball better than video games. I like my very first pinball I played, I was like 4 or 5. And then I played the Mario game when I was, the very first Mario game when I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or some shit like that. But check this out, Pixel. Look at all this shit. So, this is currently all the shit that I'm watching right now. So, I've been watching Westworld. I started Creature from the Black Lagoon. I just didn't finish it yet. So I gotta finish this. I gotta finish the first season of Westworld. I gotta finish Star Trek, the original series that I'm watching right now. Then, look at all this shit. Look at all this shit. It's nuts. That's why I gotta rearrange this, because it's driving me nuts. I've got multiple stacks, so I gotta just, and I'm not even using any of this, you know. I need to buy a shelf, or until I get a shelf, like, just fix it, you know. Then, look at all this shit. All this stuff. I haven't watched this, none of this, none of this. And I just got this Pixel. I just got, Smallville. Hopefully you guys can see it. Hopefully I'm not bending the laptop down too far that you can't see it. I just got this Pixel. It's not like I didn't need it. It's just, I love television. I love movies. It's like 2 of my favorite things. All the stuff on here, I've pretty much watched. There's some things, like, I'm still trying to get through the new version of MacGyver. I need to watch, let's see, what else do I need to watch? I still need to watch all of these on Blu-ray. I need to watch V. I need to watch that old television show, Wings. I started Alf. I need to finish Alf. I finished this. I haven't even watched this yet, so I need to watch all of that. I finished all of these. I need to finish watching this, because when I was a kid, I just watched random episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've never watched it all the way through. Haven't even started on Quantum Leap. Haven't even started on Bewitched. I started the Bionic Woman, but I didn't finish it. I finished Munsters. I finished this. I finished all of these. I finally finished Street Hawk. I finished all of this. I haven't even watched again, when I was a little kid, I only watched Scooby-Doo, like, certain episodes. I need to watch the complete series. I haven't even watched the Back to the Future cartoons, but I bought this, like, fucking ages ago. I bought this, like, 4 years ago, and I still haven't even got to it. I started Magnum P.I. I need to finish that. And then, let's see here. I finished all of Deep Space Nine. These are more of Star Trek. I finished Star Trek Enterprise. Need to finish The Addams Family. I started it. Me and Randall watched all of Mind Freak. I've watched all of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I finally finished The Incredible Hulk. I need to watch the rest of Automan. If you guys don't know what that is, it's some hilarious 80s show that I had never heard about. Pixel, it was either you or somebody else that told me about this show, and they're like, Fears, oh man, if you like Knight Rider, you'll love Automan. And I was like, what the fuck is Automan? So I finally got that, so I need to finish watching that. Haven't even started on Ren and Stimpy. Look, the plastic is still on it. So I've got quite the list. And then there's other TV shows back there that I still need to get to, so I got quite a lot to watch. All right, let me plug this in before my laptop dies. So yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot, my friend. Definitely a lot. But you know, Fears, eventually I'll get to it. I'll definitely get a lot to, let me plug it in. because I went to work the other night. And I forgot I was editing something. And sometimes I edit like on my bed, so I unplugged it, and then I forgot to re-plug in my laptop. So when I went to work the other night, I got home this morning, and my laptop was down to like 10%. And I was like, oh shit! And I had to like I had to fucking put the laptop like back in, like plug it back in. And I was like, well, that's crazy, Fears. Hey, Chicken Wizard, what's up? What's up, Chicken Wizard? Here, let me catch up. Oh my God. Chicken Wizard, you have no idea. Randy was going fucking ballistic. Oh, Fears fucking Mind Freak. I'll probably, don't tell anyone. I'll probably just buy Randall Mind Freak. It's a good show. Again, me and Randy only watch certain episodes, so I need to watch the rest of Mind Freak and review that for you guys. But the episodes that me and Randall watched, it was awesome. And that I didn't even buy that. That was a gift. My buddy Eric bought me the entire Mind Freak series. So yeah, so I've had that for quite a long time. All right, let me catch up with the chat here. Well, Pixel, that's good. That Cult of Chucky was good. Again, I haven't bought it. I haven't seen it. I know. I met the guy that was. I met the guy that played Andy at conventions. I've got an interview with him. On my channel, Alex Vincent. He's such a cool, chill guy. I got autographs from him. Me and him did a couple of selfies at conventions. Such a cool fucking guy, Pixel. I don't know, just the last few Chuckies. One, I haven't either been able to watch or haven't gotten to it yet, and I want to watch the television series. So I'm relieved, Pixel, that the TV show is actually good, because I was like, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, will it be good or will it be a hunk of shit? And I don't mean to curse, but that's actually what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, the movies are good, but I'm like, the transition to television, because there's only so much violence you can put on television. You know, TV, there's a couple of restrictions. And I was like, well, Chucky, it's very violent. He's a psycho killer doll that doesn't give a shit about anyone, and he's like, you get in my way, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you know? So I was like, I bet you it won't be as violent as the movies, you know? I'm like, they're gonna restrict a bunch of shit, and blah, 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 but I can't assume that, you know? I don't judge a book by its cover. I just thought, oh, I bet you it won't be as good. And I wasn't trying to judge a book by its cover, but I was like, well, I need to sit down and watch it. I don't even know how many seasons does it have, Pixel? I've seen the trailer, because you guys made me watch it. Well, you guys didn't make me. You guys told me about it, and then I did the trailer watch, and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, this looks pretty good. So I can't wait to watch that. Let's see. The show is about the movies with the gore and violence and language. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, at least they didn't, like, restrict it. Let's see. Pixel says, weed, games, wrestling, and movies. Not in any particular... Well, I forgot about the wrestling. Yeah, you are a big-ass wrestling fan, Pixel. I'm telling you, Pixel, if you ever get to hang out with my buddy Eric and Trent, they love wrestling. They love wrestling. I've never got to go to a WrestleMania. I've always wanted to try that. Again, I only like wrestling a little bit. Like, I had my favorites, you know, growing up. But Eric and Trent, they don't have any favorites. They're like, Fears, we don't have any favorites. We fucking love it all, man. And I was like, really? You don't have... He goes, well, we have a favorite wrestler. Everybody does. But he goes, Fears, I love it all in general. And I was like, well, that's good, Trent. I'm like, it's just... I'm like, you like it that much. I like it this much. So I do like wrestling, but... Like, I would say Trent loves it. Eric loves it. Do I love it? No, I don't love it. I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's very entertaining. But I'm telling you, Pixel, you would get along with Trent and Eric. They could talk your head off about wrestling all day long. I'm sure you, and you in turn would talk back to them, because you, Trent and Eric, probably know more about wrestling and your little pinky than I will in my whole lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Because Again, I only like it a little bit. All right, let me catch up with these comments. Because apparently, according to Adam Pacitti, I ignore the chat. No, you're an idiot. I don't ignore the chat. I'm not going to lie, I get behind on the chat, but I don't ignore my chat. Eventually, I read everybody's comment. I don't miss not one comment. So don't even go there. So yeah. Let's see, where did I leave off? Hey, Larry, what's up? Hello, thanks, Pixel, for letting me know about the stream. Hey, I appreciate you letting everybody know, Pixel. Hey, Larry, it's cream time. That's just gross. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's probably something gross and something hilarious. Let's see. I like to call Chucky Young Charles. I mean, I guess Chicken Wizard, because he was young. He was young at the time before he transferred his soul into the doll. But if you guys remember from the first film, he didn't just get shot once. That police officer, Chicken Wizard, he was hot on his ass, man. Charles Lee Ray runs into the toy store. The cop comes in, shoots him more than once. And I think he got Pixel. Do you know how many times he got shot? I know he got shot more than once. He got shot like a couple of times, you know. I know before he even goes into the toy store, I think even before he goes in the front door, he gets shot in the back. So he knew he was going to die. He even says it at the beginning of the movie. He goes, he either said, "Oh God, I'm dying," or "Oh Christ, I'm dying," or something like that. And then he saw the doll, and then he grabs it, does all the voodoo shit, and then, now he's Chucky, So, yeah. So he got shot more than once, so I wouldn't call him, no offense, nothing against our friendship, Chicken Wizard, I wouldn't call him Young Charles now. Because, Chucky's been stuck in that fucking doll for a long time, my friend. But he was young at the time. But I know what you're saying. I know! Right, Larry? I'm telling you, the only thing that's been good the last couple of months, the last couple of weeks, is a consistency of, I guess the channel has been growing, which is great. Because normally, I've told you guys this before, normally a show, like a slow night, is anywhere from, 7 to 8 people. That's a slow night. An extremely slow night is like 3 or 4. But an over-the-top show, an amazing show, has anywhere from 13 viewers to... one day we had like 20 people watching, and I was like, damn. Well, that's fucking awesome. Sweet. Cool. So it definitely... definitely the viewers have been picking up a little bit, which is fantastic, and I appreciate all the love and the support. I was watching King Cobra... Visions is cracking me up in the chat. Okay, so he's probably back from his date and he's checking out King Cobra. Well, hopefully after he watches King Cobra for a little bit, hopefully Visions will come on over. Cobra is fucking hilarious. The guy is just, he's nuts. But he's like nuts in like a funny way. Because I don't really know much about him, but he's the fucking wand casting, I'm Gothic King Cobra, I make crazy food concoctions. He's casting spells on people. I don't know what the hell's going on, but he's quite the character. So, yeah. Anyway. But, yeah. Let's see. Wasn't me. I never heard of Automan. Okay, well, it was... I'm telling you, Pixel, it was somebody. Someone said, "Hey, Fears, you know how you like those hilarious, like, cheesy 80s shows?" And I was like, yeah. Somebody in the community, I don't know who it was, said, "Fears, if you like Knight Rider, if you like Street Hawk, you will love Automan." And I went, all right. And whenever I was looking it up, Pixel, I was like, this shit is so old. I said, I'm not going to be able to find it on DVD or Blu-ray. I didn't find it on Blu-ray. It doesn't exist on Blu-ray. But all of a sudden it popped up. I think I bought that disc off of... It was either Amazon or eBay. And I went, oh shit, there it is. I guess it was such a crappy show that it only had 1 season. So I think on that disc there's like 13 or 14 episodes, and that's it. And I was like, all right, well, I said, I'll give it a go. I'll watch it. We'll see how We'll see how good or crappy or cheesy or whatever, or probably a combination of all of that. So we'll figure it out. I just don't remember who told me. It was someone. I'm telling you, Pixel. If it wasn't you, it was somebody in the community. Somebody. But yeah. Anyway. But yeah. Let's see here. It's on season 3, I think. Okay. All right. So that's not bad. So Chucky's got 3 seasons. So, well, at some point I will get it and check it out. Let's see. What's your opinion on Alf Fierce? Well, from what I saw, a museum, I remember watching a couple episodes when I was a kid, and I remember watching a couple episodes now as an adult. It's your typical classic 80s sitcom. You know, cheesy jokes. You hear the audience laughing in the background. I think it's a creative story, you know, like a middle-class family. They're just trying to get by, and all of a sudden one day, you know, an alien crashes through, you know, the roof of their garage in his spaceship. And then most families would be like, fuck this. I don't want to have an alien living in our house. But that's why it's a sitcom, because that's a funny situation. What if a family said, hey, let's take an alien and integrate it with our family? So it's kind of a far-fetched idea. Most people will be freaked out. Like, I don't want this fucking alien in my house. Fuck this. I'm calling the government right now. Take this fucking alien out of my house. This is crazy. Here's his spaceship. Get him the hell out of here. So, from what I've watched, yeah, it's a funny, cheesy sitcom. I need to sit down and watch the rest of it. I've only watched like 9 or 10 episodes, but it's very not even really tongue in cheek. It's more like what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's a funny satire type of. I couldn't think of the word. It's a funny satire type of 80s typical show. There's always a message that, you know, the family tells the audience, and then there's some funny jokes, and then it ends all happy-go-lucky at the end. So I need to sit down and watch the rest of it. So yeah, all right. I need to catch up with the comments before I do the rest of my reviews. Let's see. Yeah, I also didn't like when they made Chucky into a dark comedy. Yeah, see, the more sequels in a horror film or a comedy or a drama, the shittier they get. That's why sometimes I'm half and half on sequels and remakes and all that crap, because you know, it's I hate when they build up these good genres and then they ruin it by too many sequels. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, see, now Pixel's getting messages. Well, there you go. Pixel, I'm telling you, do not believe that crazy guy. Because, Pixel, I know you follow me on TikTok. Those TikTok messages are crazy. I got a bunch last night from someone with screenshots. Yeah, it's complete bullshit, Pixel. So, I'm glad you and the rest of the community don't believe the guy. That guy is insane. I don't know who he is. I don't know. I probably didn't do anything to piss him off. He's just a fucking hater. But he says all this crazy shit. Like, I'm gonna find your mom and throw a knife through her fucking head. I mean, it's insane shit, Pixel. So you knew I wasn't lying. You know, I don't even respond to him anymore. I just read his crazy message and then I report his crazy message to TikTok. I block it. But then like 20 minutes later, like in one day, I've had to block like 16 of his crazy channels. He just won't stop. I hope he does stop. I doubt he will, but I ignore him as best I can. You know, it's just they make up this insane shit about me. It's insane. You know. So yeah, it would be cool if you taught King Cobra to be a man of God like you. Well, listen, the thing about me, Chicken Wizard, is I don't force my religion on anyone, you know? Like, if he doesn't believe in God, I mean, that's his choice, you know? Like, I would never force anything on anyone. That's why I like me as a person. I don't try to force anything on anyone. If they want to be a Christian, there's 1,000 churches out there. There's tons of information about being a Christian on the website. I respect people's wishes. I respect people's privacy. I respect people's way of life. And I'm like, you either are a Christian or you're not. And even if you're not, if you believe in a different religion, who am I? That's why I don't like when Yakov makes fun of my religion. He's a phony. He says, he's a phony, and Adam's a phony. Adam portrays himself as this happy-go-lucky guy on his channel. That's why he doesn't deserve his YouTube channel. I'm real with my fans. You guys know, yeah, Fears is a good guy, but he's not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, But have I ever done anything wrong? No. I've made stupid little mistakes here and there, but nothing catastrophic. Adam makes himself out to be this perfect human being. I'm happy. I'd never make fun of anyone. I'm a wonderful, sweet little angel. And then he goes into the Discord and says horrible, vile things, Yakov is the same way. First he's your friend, then he's not your friend. Oh, I'd never make fun of your religion, Fears. And then 2 days later, he's making fun of me and Rand. And it's not just my religion. He makes fun of Randall's religion. Have I ever made fun of Randall's religion? No. Because I'd be a shitty friend if I did that, Like, Randall is a Jehovah's Witness. Good for Randall. Am I that? No, I'm just a Christian, And he always makes fun of my church. Yes, there is history in my church. At one time, the way my church was formed, there was this guy named Joseph Smith. He was a Mormon, and he said, I want to make my own type of church. He went off and made his own church. And then, I don't know who, but and he was a Mormon. He's always been a Mormon. After he died, though, my church said, we don't want to be Mormons. And it took a long time, but they eventually transformed my church into a non-denominational Christian church. But it has Mormon roots. That's how it was invented, but it's not that anymore. And he constantly says, no, you're a Mormon, Fears. And I'm like, I am not. I'm a Christian. Nothing against Mormons' religion, but we even changed our names so people wouldn't think that we were Mormon. The original name for my church was the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then, I don't know who, but the higher-ups in my religion that, said, we don't want people to think that we're Mormons, so we're going to change our names. And in the 90s, I don't remember what year, I remember I came into church one day, Chicken Wizard, and there was all these voting booths. And I went up to this lady, and I was just curious, and I said, hey, what's all this about? And she said, oh, well, we're getting sick and tired of people thinking that we're Mormons. We're going to change our name of our church. And I said, okay. I said, I think that's a good idea because that's a mouthful to say. Hi, I go to the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, So now our new church name is the Community of Christ. That's a whole lot shorter. That's a whole lot easier to say. And I actually like that name better. And they said, hopefully, by us changing our name, people won't recognize us as Mormons anymore because we're not Mormons anymore. We're non-denominational Christians. But he always makes fun of that. And it just that's another thing that stresses me out. That shit drives me up the wall. It's so fucking stupid, Anyway. But hopefully that answers your question or your comment, Chicken Wizard. So I wouldn't want to throw my religion at Gothic King Cobra. He's like, Josh seems like a really nice guy. I'll admit he's a little kooky. He's a little weird, but I've never met him. So but like I've watched some of his lives. His lives are very entertaining, but I just can't watch the food videos because I already have a weak stomach to begin with, and So yeah, he's very blasphemy, or at least he thinks he is. Well, see, that's not good. But again, a few times when I've gotten mad or I get excited about something, I've used the Lord's name in vain. But I always try to apologize. I shouldn't be blasphemous at all. But yeah. But he seems like an all right kind of guy. He's kind of kooky though. But yeah, Chicken Wizard, I am so glad. I'm honored to have you as a Facebook friend, my friend. I'm not gonna say your real name because then all the trolls be like, "Oh, we're gonna hunt down Chicken Wizard," you know. And again, I'm gonna respect you, but buddy, you're such a cool guy. You're such a cool friend. I've got to put. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna put a little slither of our interview in the vlog because I was like, well, Chicken Wizard is a cool fucking guy. He deserves to be in a vlog. Now I won't put the whole thing. I'm gonna watch it and I'll be like, all right, what's the best part that I could put? So I'll maybe put like 10 seconds or 20 seconds there. But the fans have got to meet Chicken Wizard. Oh yeah. And buddy, the minute I get back to Missouri, whenever that is, I'll invite you out. I'll have you come. And we'll vlog it up. We'll do. Maybe I'll invite you to Ultimate Bowling Guys Night, or we'll go grab a beer. We'll do something. We'll figure it out. Or we can go hang out at Chris's toy show, you know, and then after the toy show, go grab some pizza, or we'll figure it out. We'll do something. All right. Tinder Immortal. Here we go. Is that Ren and Stimpy? Oh yeah, it's Ren and Stimpy. Again. Tinder Immortal, that just shows you how much behind I am on my TV and movie watching. The thing has still got the damn plastic on it. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I'll get to it, you know. But I remember watching those shows when I was a kid. Who doesn't like Log? Yes, all kids like Log. And you know what? You know what's funny about that Tinder Immortal? That little cheesy commercial was only like 30 seconds. And I remember that the most from that cartoon. And Captain Powdered Toast Man, or whatever the hell that guy is, he's got the toast as a head, and he's always flexing and saying crazy shit. And he's like, "Don't worry, Ren and Stimpy, Powdered Toast Man will fix everything." And then he takes a whole bunch powdered toast, and he just launches it right into Stimpy's face. Stimpy sneezes, then he grabs Ren by the neck and forces like cinnamon like down his throat. I'm just like, what the hell is going on in this cartoon? It's fucking hilarious. But yeah. Anyway. Alright, let's get to it. So, Fears is going to rate this a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And again, I'd say, so far, I like the first 4 Chucky movies. Again, I haven't seen the TV show that Pixel told me about. But he said it's good, and I'll take Pixel's word for it, because Pixel is a friend. And Pixel's seen a lot more horror movies than I have. I mean, I've seen my fair share, but Pixel and Visions are probably like the horror masters. They have actually recommended some movies. I've watched them, and I'm like, damn, that horror movie was good. It was scary. It was crazy. It was fucking awesome, you know? So this takes place 10 years after the third one. And Tiffany is Charles Lee Ray's, like, girlfriend. They were supposed to get married, but as we all know from part 3, he gets all chopped up, and there's literally, like, only bits and pieces of Chucky left. And he just rots in a trash bag in an evidence locker in some police station for, like, 10 years. She hunts the pieces down. She tells some guy, "I'll pay you a whole bunch of money if you, like, take that bag and, like, bring it to me." So, what does he do? He gives the bag to her. Tiffany fucks over the guy, doesn't give him the money. She ends up killing the guy. She takes the remains. She sews up Chucky, kind of fixes him in the best way he can, brings him back to life. They get into a whole bunch of arguments. Chucky's like, "Well, fuck you, bitch. I'm not putting up with your crap." He ends up killing Tiffany, then he transforms her soul into a doll. And then she's like, "You asshole!" And it's kind of funny. There's funny moments in it, but there's also a lot of horror in it. The best death, the best kill in it, is when Tiffany and Chucky shove all those construction nails in that guy's face. There's like 50 nails that go into some guy's head, and I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. That was probably my favorite kill. That's one of my favorite scenes. Also, the fight scene at the end, like near Charles Lee Ray's grave, with them fighting, the married couple like shoots Chucky like 10 times in the chest. That's also a good scene. So it was definitely worth the watch. I liked it. There was some things they went too far with the comedy, but it was still a pretty good horror movie. It wasn't a perfect horror movie. That's why I didn't give it a perfect 10, but 9 out of 10. So do I recommend it? Yes. It's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely check it out. All right. Anyway, it was definitely worth a watch. It was pretty good. All right. Halloween 2, it was good, but it wasn't as good as Halloween 1. I like Rob Zombie's version of Halloween 1 better than Halloween 2, but there was some really good scenes in it. The best 2 deaths in it is when they take Laurie to the hospital. It is a brutal scene, man, but it's a cool scene. He grabs this nurse by the throat, slams her to the ground, and like pretty much stabs her like 17 times. So that's best death. That's probably the best death in the whole movie. The second best death is when Michael goes back to that strip club that his mom was working at, and he's outside kind of like creeping behind the strip club. Some guy walks out to take the trash. He throws the trash in the dumpster. He turns around and Michael is right there, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck off the property." And Michael doesn't say one word because, as we all know, Michael doesn't say shiat. Jason doesn't say shit either. So Michael's staring this guy down. This guy's like, "Listen, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck." He's like, "You think I'm afraid of you? I'm not afraid of you." And he's like, "Listen, man, you better get stepping." Michael doesn't say shit. He just keeps staring at him. The guy looks at him. Michael looks at him. The guy tries to walk around Michael. Michael kind of moves over like that. And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "You want to start some shit?" He goes, I'll start some fucking shit." The guy goes to like push Michael out of the way. Michael grabs him by the throat and kind of like body slams him down. So he body slams him down. He goes up to the guy's face and pretty much stomps, not once, not twice, but 5 times with his foot, just stomps his face into the ground. There's nothing left of this guy's face. So that's epic death number 2. So those are the 2 best scenes. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. There was a lot of crazy, boring dream sequences in it. So I didn't like the dream sequences. It was just so fucking boring. So Halloween 1, Rob Zombie version, is a lot better than Halloween 2. But it had some good moments in it. So 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. All right. Well, that'll about sum it up for today's show. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I appreciate all the love and the prayers and the blessings, and I appreciate everybody saying, "Hey, Fears, don't worry, things will get better." I hope so. I'm just so sick of this crazy guy on TikTok and all the other stuff. If you missed the first part of the show, I told everybody, listen, cut me some slack. These like 6 things have been bothering the hell out of me. So if you want to know what's been bothering me, watch the beginning of the show. But hopefully things get better within the next couple of weeks. I'm definitely going to take Garth Brooks' advice, and I don't care where I go, but I have got to get away. Even if I take a week off and just stay here, I just need to get some vacation. I'm going to take some vacation time and just either go somewhere and relax, or go home to Missouri and relax for a little bit, or I don't know. I'll figure some shit out. But I'll let you guys know when I'm going on vacation, because I got to take it soon. I've been stressed out for the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. And it's not just one thing. It's a combination of all those things that I told you guys about at the beginning of the stream. But I appreciate all my loving and loyal fans sticking with Fears, always believing in Fears through good times, bad times, horrible times, amazing times. You guys the fans are amazing. You guys have never let me down. So hopefully Fears has never let you guys down. If I have let you guys down in any way, I apologize. I'm not perfect. I try to be the best version of John Fears I possibly can be, but sometimes the shit that the trolls say. It really gets on my nerves. It does hurt sometimes. It really does. Sometimes it's just laughable, but other times I'm like, well, yeah, that really hurt, you know? Especially if it's really personal, that's when it hurts the most. And I'm sorry about this crazy fucker on TikTok. I don't know what the fuck this guy's deal is. I don't know what his problem is, but whoever he is, he's a real fucking psycho. I mean, like, beyond belief. So, I really hope that shit stops, because it's kind of frightening. I mean, I'm not afraid of this guy, but it's frightening and it's shocking the type of shit he says. It kind of creeps me out, you know? But anyway. Again, like I said, hopefully things get better. I hope. I really do. Anyway, well, that about sums it up. Let's go to the wall and pick something out to watch tonight. All right. Here we go. There we go. What am I in the mood for? Let's see here. Well, last night I did 2 horror movies, so let's not do another horror movie. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's switch it up. Oh yeah, they were also making fun of my foil ball. I was 2 seconds away from throwing it away. I don't see the problem with it. I thought, hey, it'll be cool, you know. Apparently not. They gave me so much shit about this. I shit you not, I almost threw it away. I was that close to throwing it away. Let's see here. Let's see here. You know what? My dad used to watch this. Let's try this one. Let's watch a little bit of Dirty Harry. This one is called oh wait. Oh, it's a dual. It's a dual feature. Well, I'm only going to watch one tonight. There's 2 movies. It's a double combo. Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. So I'll start in order and I'll watch Dirty Harry because I've never watched that straight through. So Dirty Harry it is. It's a classic character that Clint Eastwood, I think he created it. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody created it, but he did the role, and that's one of his legendary roles. I got it for $5.99. I think I bought this. This was one of the finds I think that I got at that awesome store that I always go to in Missouri, I think, because they always have yellow tags. So I'm pretty sure I got this at at V-Stock, which is short for vintage stock. If you guys ever are in St. Peters, Missouri, go to the Mid-Rivers Mall, and vintage stock is there. I love that. I love that store. They better never take that store out. That store is fucking great. All right, I'm going to watch this. I'm taking off, though. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26, Fears Vlogs. Follow my buddy Pixel, Lord Pixel, Lord of the Pylons on YouTube. Follow Mrs. Immortal, Tinder Immortal on Twitch. She's going to be on tomorrow night. Tinder, I'm going to message you what time we're going to go live tomorrow. Hopefully that time will work with you. Follow my buddy Randy, Cameo Man 2021, and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. And last, but certainly not least, follow Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp at Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Sega will be back. He's taken a 6-month break. He will be back, I believe he said, in September? It's either September or August. I can't remember. It's one of those. All right, I'm taking off. But this is Fears, signing off. Peace, deuces, and I'll see you guys later.